You do not hatch into daylight, you hatch into dirt. Your egg tooth scrapes the shell from the inside, and your body runs on the thin air trapped around you. Above your head is not a mother's face. It is packed soil, warm and heavy, like the island has buried you before it has even met you. You twist. You claw. You bite. The shell gives way, and the first world you taste is darkness, old egg fluid, and dry heat pressing through the nest. Your tongue flicks, because your body is already asking the air one question. Where is death? You are a Komodo dragon. That sounds powerful only if you ignore your size. Right now, you are not the giant of the island. You are a banded hatchling with bright skin, a whiptail, sharp little teeth, and a body light enough for almost anything hungry to carry away. You are not born at the top of the food chain. You are born underneath it. Here is the rule of your life. The adults are not your protectors. They are the largest predators you will ever meet, and some of them will eat their own kind. You do not choose this. Anything that waited for kindness is already gone. So the first lesson is not to hunt. It is to leave the ground. You dig upward until the soil breaks and the island opens around you. Dry grass, scrub forest, stone, dust, and the smell of meat in the heat. Below the roots, something larger moves through the shade, with its belly low and its tongue tasting the air. Your body knows the answer before your mind does. Climb. Young Komodo dragons are strong climbers, and biologists have observed that juveniles spend much of their early life in trees, where heavy adults follow poorly. This is your first miracle. Your claws hook bark, your ribs press against the trunk, your tail balances every desperate push upward. For now, the sky is your nursery. The ground is the mouth. But the miracle has a price. The tree saves you because you are small, and being small is the reason everything can eat you. The branch becomes a bridge, a shelter, a prison. Birds notice movement. Snakes know bark. Larger lizards patrol the same safe places. Ants crawl across your face while you keep still. Scratching might give you away. You eat what fits. Beetles, grasshoppers, small geckos, eggs stolen from nests. Anything soft enough to overpower and small enough to swallow. Your tongue pulls invisible chemicals from the air and delivers them to the organ in the roof of your mouth. Smell is not decoration. It is a map. It tells you where food has been, where blood dried, where a larger dragon passed. That is another miracle. It is also how the island finds you. The same air that brings you a meal can carry your scent to a mouth below. The same tongue that leads you to a dead chick tells you when an adult is under the tree, close enough that breathing feels loud. But hunger is not the only thing waiting for you. The danger is that surviving works. And because it works, you grow. Days turn hot, then hotter. You bask because your body depends on outside heat to move well. Too little warmth makes you slow. Too much sun drains water from you until your muscles feel old. Shade saves moisture but steals speed. Even temperature is a negotiation with death. At first, growth feels like victory. Your bite deepens. Your claws hold harder. Your tail thickens. You can take prey that would have fought you off before. But every extra gram is a warning. Branches bend lower. Bark flakes under your claws. The climb costs more. The tree that saved you begins measuring you for exile. The worst part happens later, after you become harder to kill. You have to come down. And before you do, you learn something disgusting enough to be useful. Young Komodo dragons may roll in feces, wearing the smell like armor. To a human, it sounds like a joke. To you, it is chemistry with consequences. If your bright little body smells less like fresh meat and more like waste, an adult may hesitate. Maybe you become less interesting. Maybe you become not worth the bite. Sometimes survival means becoming repulsive on purpose. That sounds like an advantage, until you remember why it works. You are hiding from your own future. The ground is where the food is. The ground is where carcasses open in the sun. The ground is where adult dragons feed, fight, mate, and enforce the only law the island respects: size. Komodo dragons are mostly solitary, but a carcass can pull several into one violent place. You learn this from above first. A deer lies torn in the grass. The smell arrives before the shape. Warm, metallic, sour, impossible to ignore. Your tongue flicks faster. Your stomach tightens. Then the adults come. One low and heavy through the dust, another behind it, then another. They do not share like a family. They negotiate with hisses, lunges, and muscle. Meat disappears in strips. Ribs show. The smallest adult waits at the edge, because even giants have rankings. You want to feed. Wanting is dangerous. The island keeps offering you food with a larger dragon standing beside it. You slip down the trunk when the adults seem distracted. A piece of flesh lies near the edge, wet and almost forgotten. You dart forward and clamp it between your teeth. For one breath, you taste the life you are trying to become. Then a head turns. There is no anger in the adult's eye. That is worse. Anger would mean you matter. This is only calculation. Small dragon, easy meal, moving meat. You run. Dust punches your mouth. Grass cuts your sides. Behind you, the ground shakes with a body too heavy for branches, but not too slow for a short burst. Komodo dragons can rush suddenly when the distance is right, and you learn that too large to climb does not mean too large to catch you. A root saves you, then a trunk, then height. You cling above the adult's head while it waits below, tongue tasting the place where you almost ended. You survive it. That is not the same as being safe. As you grow, you spend more time on the ground, because the branches no longer trust you. You stalk less like a tree ghost, and more like a small version of the island's nightmare. You raid nests. You ambush lizards, birds, rodents, anything careless enough to come within reach. Your teeth are not clean knives. They are curved, serrated tools for opening flesh. Researchers have found that an adult Komodo's bite is not just a dirty wound. It is trauma, blood loss, serrated teeth, pulling force, and venom working together from glands in the lower jaw. The bite does not need to crush like a crocodile. It needs to cut, hold, tear, and make the body pay after contact. One day, that arsenal may belong to you. Right now, it belongs to every adult that smells you. And your own weapons are still small enough to get you killed. Prey fights back. A bird's beak can punch skin. A rat can bite through a toe. A lizard can twist and tear your mouth. In the heat, every wound becomes a doorway. Bacteria, flies, thirst, and swelling gather around damage as if the island has sent a second predator too small to see. The danger is not always teeth. Sometimes it is a scratch you cannot stop licking. Sometimes it is water you cannot find. The dry season sharpens everything. Water holes shrink. Shade fills with bodies. Prey travels farther, and scent trails stretch across dust that burns your feet. Your tongue can find possibility from far away, but distance costs moisture. You can follow old blood for hours and arrive at bones cleaned by something stronger. You can smell a carcass and discover it is guarded by a dragon twice your size. The ground does not become yours all at once. It takes you piece by piece. One day, hunger wins before caution finishes speaking. The carcass is small, maybe a bird, maybe something dragged and dropped. No adult stands over it. No grass moves. No warning comes through your tongue, strong enough to stop you. You rush in. You swallow fast, too fast. The shadow hits before the sound. An adult erupts from the scrub. Not a chase this time, an ambush. You twist, and the jaws close on your tail instead of your body. Pain flashes white. Dust fills your mouth. Your claws rake the ground. Your back legs kick against nothing. Your whole life narrows to one command. Pull. Komodo dragons are tough, but they are not magic. Skin tears. Muscle opens. Blood becomes scent, and scent is language every predator understands. You rip free. Maybe the tail is torn but still attached. Maybe the wound is deep. Maybe you keep enough of yourself to climb. You do not look back. Looking back is for animals with extra seconds. You reach a tree too thin for comfort, and climb badly, blood marking the bark. The adult circles below. This is the final test. Not whether you can kill. Whether you can stop yourself from coming down. The sun climbs. Heat builds in your body. Your wound dries, then cracks. Flies gather. Thirst makes your tongue heavy. Below, the adult settles into shade with the patience of an island that has all day. Your miracle has become a cage. The tree saves you from the adult, but traps you above water, above cooler ground, above the meat that started this. Every instinct tells you to move. Every creak wakes the head below. Hours pass. Your feet cramp, your skin burns. You taste your own blood in the air, mixed with feces, dust, adult scales, and old meat. You are wearing every smell that ever helped you survive, and still the adult waits. Then clouds cover the sun. Not mercy. Weather. The air cools enough for one chance. You climb higher first, shaking the leaves above the trunk. The adult's head follows the wrong motion. Then you drop to the far side, hit the ground badly, and run with pain tearing through your tail. The adult lunges. Its teeth close on leaves. You vanish into scrub, not healed, not strong, not victorious. Only elsewhere. By night, you press yourself under roots. The wound pulses. Flies find it. Your body may seal it. Infection may enter. Either way, the island has taken a payment and left you alive long enough to collect the next one. Days pass, then seasons. You grow heavier, less able to climb, more able to threaten. The trees become memories. The ground becomes the place that owns you. You carry a tongue that reads death in the wind, claws for digging, teeth for tearing, and a jaw that turns contact into consequence. Maybe smaller dragons freeze when they smell you. Maybe one day you wait beneath a tree while a hatchling grips the bark above your head, and you will not hate it. You will only be hungry. Somewhere on the island, a female digs into soil and old nest material. Komodo dragons may lay eggs in burrows or mound nests, and under rare conditions, females can produce young without a male through parthenogenesis. The island does not care whether the beginning is ordinary or strange. It only cares that another egg is warming in the dark. Inside, a tiny claw presses against shell. A tongue waits to taste its first warning. A body built for power begins as something small enough to hide from its own future. The dirt shifts. The egg cracks. And somewhere else, another body is being asked to pay an even stranger price.